Well, to put it really simply, reincarnation is just a way of building your experience over lifetimes. So one lifetime builds on the one that went before. So it's a way of just learning it. And if you think of it like going to school, you don't just go to school for one day and consider yourself done. You keep coming back, and you're learning constantly and building, developing. Whew. How do you prove reincarnation? Well, there's actually a lot of ways. I mean, you can prove reincarnation, at least show evidence for reincarnation in our behavior, because as our souls grow, we tend to become more accepting, more loving, more compassionate. So you'll see the difference between very young souls and very old souls often at the polling booth. As the soul ages, it tends to become more progressive, more concerned about other humans. Younger souls just are a little bit more self-interested. The soul's journey is taking it all the time from a place of me to we, and that greater sense that we're all in it together. Well, I think another way is to really look at children. You hear a lot more now, especially with social media and so on, YouTube. You hear stories of children's past lives. I get it all the time in my work, where people tell me about their kids saying things like, when I used to be in my big body, or when I used to be your mom, or talking about experiences, places they've been, things that they've done in other lifetimes. We'll hear more and more of this as time goes on. People become more open to it. How many lifetimes have you had? How can you tell? Well, I mentioned being more accepting. So you'll know that you're a much older soul if you tend to be more considerate about other people, about the environment. And if you're a really old soul, you're probably looking at in excess of 100 lifetimes. So it could be 110, 120 lifetimes before you get out of here. Yeah, and that's the soul ages, it becomes much more accepting of others. There's a greater sense of acceptance, and it comes from you having been in every color skin, every permutation, every part of the world. By the time you're a really old soul, you've been gay, straight, everything in between, black, white, every color. You've experienced every permutation, everything that tells you about what it is to be human. So that teaches you compassion, teaches you tolerance and acceptance. In my experience, and according to my spirit guides, we stay human throughout. So from life 1 to life whatever, 100 and something, we're human. We don't jump about. And we don't go backwards either. People ask that a lot. Do we jump about from one place in time to another? It's linear, and we continue on the human path. So in other words, you're not going to come back as Fluffy the cat or Fido the dog. Actually, animals do reincarnate, and they often reincarnate with us. So a cat or a dog that you've known in an earlier part of this life or a previous lifetime may be with you now. And because their lives are shorter, they tend to come back, and they can be with us several times in this life. So you might have a dog now that you've worked with on a farm in a previous lifetime. Yeah, and it's actually good news if you've lost a pet, to know that there's a very high likelihood that they'll come back to be with you again in this life.